Have you ever wanted to understand what someone is truly thinking just by looking at them? Imagine knowing their thoughts without them saying a word. Today, we're going to explore how you can do this through body language and gestures. We will share a Buddhist story that teaches 3 powerful techniques for reading people's minds. Stick around till the end of the video because we have a special bonus tip that will make you even better at understanding others. Let's get started. The Buddhist story. Long ago, nestled in the serene embrace of a lush valley, lay a small village where 2 brothers lived. The elder brother, Arjun, was blind from birth, while the younger brother, Ravi, was a diligent and hardworking farmer. Despite the challenges posed by his blindness, Arjun had a keen sense of hearing and an insightful mind that compensated for his lack of sight. Their lives were simple, yet content. Ravi toiled day and night on their small farm, striving to cultivate enough crops to sustain them. However, the village was surrounded by dense forests, and wild animals frequently ventured into the fields, destroying their precious crops. This persistent problem weighed heavily on Ravi's mind, as his efforts often seemed futile. One day, after yet another night of ravaged fields, Ravi had a moment of inspiration. He realized that his brother's exceptional hearing might be the key to protecting their crops. Excited by this idea, he approached Arjun and said, "Brother, I need your help. The animals are destroying our fields, and I can't protect them alone. I have built a small hut in the middle of the field. Will you sit there and shout to scare away any animals you hear?" Arjun, always eager to help despite his limitations, readily agreed. The next morning, Ravi led his brother to the hut he had constructed. The hut was simple but sturdy, offering a small but secure place for Arjun to sit and listen for any intruders. As days turned into weeks, this arrangement proved effective. Arjun's sharp ears detected the slightest rustle, and his booming voice echoed across the fields, scaring away the animals. The brothers' crops began to thrive, and Ravi's burden was significantly eased. The village soon took notice of their success, and the brothers became known for their ingenious solution. One fateful day, as Arjun sat in the hut, he heard the delicate steps of a deer breaking through the fence of the field. He was about to shout when he heard another set of footsteps, heavier and more deliberate. It was the sound of a horse, and soon after a voice called out, "Have you seen a deer pass by here?" The voice belonged to a king who had been chasing the deer through the forest. Arjun replied calmly, "I am blind and cannot see the deer, but I can tell you that this animal is not worth your time." Intrigued by the blind man's confidence, the king asked, "How do you know that?" Arjun explained, "The animal you are chasing is a pregnant doe. I have never heard of a king hunting a pregnant doe, so it is not worth pursuing." The king was astonished by Arjun's wisdom. He decided to test the blind man's insight further. "If you are so wise, tell me something about my own life. Is my wife faithful to me?" The king's voice held a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Arjun, though taken aback by the personal nature of the question, agreed to help. "I will need to be alone with her to answer this truthfully," he said. The king, though initially upset by the request, eventually agreed, recognizing the blind man's previous wisdom. The next day, the king brought his queen to the hut and left her alone with Arjun. Inside, Arjun requested to touch the queen to gain insight. The queen, feeling insulted and furious at the suggestion, began to hit him violently, shouting, "How dare you!" After the encounter, the king returned and asked Arjun for his judgment. "Your wife is unfaithful," Arjun declared. The king was stunned. "How can you say that with such certainty?" Arjun explained, "When she hit me, she touched my whole body. If she were faithful and had nothing to hide, she would not have reacted so violently to a simple touch." The king, though shocked by the revelation, soon discovered that Arjun's insight was correct. He was filled with admiration for the blind man's wisdom and insight. Recognizing the value of such wisdom, the king appointed Arjun as his advisor, and from that day on, Arjun's counsel was sought in matters of the kingdom. As years passed, the story of the blind man's wisdom spread far and wide, becoming a cherished legend in the village and beyond. The brothers' bond grew stronger, and their lives were marked by a deep sense of purpose and fulfillment. The villagers, too, learned to appreciate the profound truth that wisdom often lies beyond the realm of sight, residing in the depths of the human spirit. The 3 techniques. After gaining the trust of the king and the villagers, the blind brother, Arjun, became renowned for his profound wisdom and keen insights. People from all walks of life came to seek his advice on various matters. One day, Arjun decided to share 3 essential techniques he had developed over the years to understand people better. These techniques were based on careful observation and a deep understanding of human nature. Observing the eyes. Arjun, the blind sage revered for his extraordinary wisdom, gathered the villagers around his humble abode, eager to share his insights on understanding human nature. Despite his inability to see, Arjun had cultivated a profound ability to interpret the messages conveyed through the eyes, which he described as the windows to the soul. As the villagers sat attentively, he began with an important lesson. "The eyes are the windows to the soul," he stated, setting the tone for his discourse. "Even though I cannot see, I have learned to interpret the meaning behind what the eyes convey." Arjun's perspective on eye contact was profound and insightful. He explained that eyes can reveal a wealth of information about a person's thoughts and emotions. For instance, when someone consistently avoids eye contact, it often signifies that they are concealing something or are feeling guilty about their actions. This avoidance can be a subtle indicator of dishonesty or discomfort. Conversely, Arjun highlighted that when a person's eyes remain fixed on you during a conversation, it generally indicates that they are being honest and genuinely engaged. This sustained eye contact reflects a deep interest in the interaction and a willingness to connect on a more personal level. Delving further into the nuances of eye behavior, Arjun described how the pupils can provide additional insights into a person's emotional state. He explained that the dilation of the pupils is a natural and involuntary reaction to various stimuli, often associated with excitement, pleasure, or happiness. When a person's pupils dilate, Arjun elaborated, it is a sign that they are experiencing positive emotions or heightened interest in the subject at hand. This involuntary response is difficult to consciously control, making it a reliable indicator of genuine feelings. Observing such changes can offer valuable clues about someone's true emotional state, even if their words do not fully align with their inner sentiments. Arjun encouraged the villagers to apply this technique in their daily lives to enhance their understanding of others. He advised them to pay close attention to the movements, focus, and dilation of the pupils during conversations. By practicing this mindful observation, they could gain deeper insights into the unspoken emotions and intentions of those they interacted with. Next time you speak with someone, Arjun suggested, observe their eyes closely. Notice how they move, the way they focus, and any changes in the dilation of their pupils. With time and practice, you will develop a keen sense for discerning their true feelings and intentions. Through his wisdom, Arjun imparted a valuable lesson on the art of observing the eyes. He demonstrated that even the subtle and often overlooked aspects of human behavior could provide significant insights into a person's emotional state and intentions. By cultivating this skill, the villagers could enhance their interpersonal interactions, fostering deeper connections and understanding with those around them. Understanding facial expressions. Moving on to the next technique, Arjun spoke about the importance of understanding facial expressions. A person's face is like a canvas that paints their emotions, he said. By learning to read these expressions, you can gain insight into what someone is truly feeling. He elaborated on the various facial expressions that people commonly exhibit. A frown can indicate unhappiness, frustration, or disapproval. A genuine smile, on the other hand, is a sign of pleasure and contentment. The key is to look for authenticity in these expressions. A real smile reaches the eyes and creates crinkles around them, while a forced smile often lacks this warmth. Arjun also mentioned other expressions such as raised eyebrows, which can signify surprise or curiosity, and furrowed brows, which may indicate confusion or concentration. Pay attention to how a person's face changes as they speak, he advised. These subtle shifts can reveal their true feelings, even if their words say otherwise. To illustrate his point, Arjun shared an anecdote. Once a villager came to me seeking advice. His words were kind, but his facial expressions betrayed his true intentions. By observing the tension in his jaw and the tightness around his mouth, I knew he was hiding something. This awareness allowed me to address his concerns more effectively. interpreting body language. The third technique Arjun shared was understanding body language. How a person moves their body can tell you much about their state of mind, he explained. Body language is a powerful form of nonverbal communication that often speaks louder than words. Arjun described various common gestures and their meanings. For example, if someone taps their fingers, it might indicate impatience or boredom. Crossing arms can be a sign of defensiveness or discomfort. Leaning forward during a conversation shows interest and engagement, while leaning back may suggest disinterest or a desire to distance oneself. He encouraged the villagers to observe these gestures in context. "Look at the whole picture," he said. "A single gesture might be misleading, but when combined with other cues, it can provide a clearer understanding of the person's true feelings." Arjun shared another story to highlight the importance of body language. Once, a young man came to me with a business proposal. His words were confident, but his body language told a different story. He frequently touched his face, a common sign of anxiety, and his feet pointed towards the door, indicating a desire to leave. By paying attention to these signals, I realized he was unsure about his own proposal and was not fully committed. He concluded by advising the villagers to practice these techniques regularly. By observing the eyes, understanding facial expressions, and interpreting body language, you can develop a deeper understanding of those around you. This knowledge will help you build better relationships and navigate social interactions more effectively. Arjun's teachings spread far and wide, and the villagers found themselves more attuned to the unspoken messages in their daily interactions. They learned to appreciate the subtle nuances of human behavior, leading to more harmonious and empathetic relationships within the community. Through Arjun's wisdom, they discovered that true understanding goes beyond words, residing in the silent language of the eyes, the face, and the body. Conclusion: reading people's minds isn't about having supernatural powers. It's about cultivating awareness, empathy, and mindfulness. By paying attention to body language and gestures, you can gain insight into what others are thinking and feeling. But remember, this skill isn't just about gaining an advantage in communication. It's about connecting with others on a deeper level. As the Buddhist monk in our story taught, true understanding comes from seeing others with compassion. So as you practice reading body language, approach it with an open heart and a desire to connect, not control. Stay mindful, stay present, and let your awareness guide you in every interaction. And remember, there's always more to learn. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and check out our other content on Buddhist teachings and the power of mindfulness in everyday life. Bonus tip: the next time you're in a conversation, try this. Instead of focusing on what you're going to say next, focus entirely on the other person. Notice their body language, their facial expressions, and even their tone of voice. You'll be surprised at how much you can learn just by being fully present.